Hi, thanks for looking. What I'd like to do today is to give you a few base design tips for my favourite title of all time, Evil Genius. Thought to start with obviously the entrance, which is disguised. I only ever use one entrance to any base. I think it always outweighs the advantages of having two. And the first kind of base design principle here is that I'm trying to create a design that can work without traps. Traps have many drawbacks, even though they're good fun to use. The drawbacks mainly for me is because I'm an obsessive user of the freak production, and freaks constantly set their own traps off and kill themselves while coming out of the base. So I've tried to design a base that will work through security on its own and efficient corridor design, so that it can stall them and enemies before they get into any of the more important areas of your base. So basically we've got a snaked corridor here, where basically you've got a width of 5 tiles across. If you did 5 tiles width for corridor sections is always useful, because of certain trap combinations that can be used if you did want to play that with traps. But as I said earlier, I'm trying to just use security and stalling tactics here to keep my base safe. So enemies coming in through the snake under the mouse here, they're stalled whilst they're trying to get through each door. I never use expensive door types because I think that it's false economy. You can sorry, I'm smoking. You can easily replace basic doors without much of a kind of hit on your wallet. So what we've got here is we've got a loudspeaker system and zoom camera, so that anyone caught in that series of corridors here obviously fall under those cameras and will be attended to by your henchmen, which are guarding the 4 key code doors here. So going further into the base, what we've got here is quite a few more lengths of corridor without anything much around them. I use these storing 2-block sequences here to store bits of the totem pole, because you don't want them getting next to your minions. I always have the bio tank close to the base entrance, mainly due to the fact that, as I said earlier, I use a lot of freak production, so they can get to the opening of your base quickly and efficiently. And going further in, we come to the crucial area of the base, which is the control room, barracks and security. I always put these 3 zones together because it allows for efficient travel times with your minions. They spend most times going from the control room to the barracks to the security gun racks, and obviously the treasury. So these areas here, these 4 areas, are always kept together in my base design to allow for efficient minion usage. From that area of the design, we're basically going up into a trophy corridor, which is designed parallel with the service rooms for the minions. I often do this just using a 4-tile room for each one of the service areas, which is the staff room, the infirmary, archives, mess hall, etc. And they're always occupied with just one of the highest piece of technology, which take up 2 tiles, so they work quite well there. Put a bit of a luxury here of an extra staff room. I always like my minions at top attention. So further up now, going into more trophy corridors, this is the research lab, obviously the most expensive bits of equipment, so it's always the furthest part, one of the furthest parts from the entrance to the base. And finally, two more areas. This is the training rooms, individual for each individual type of minion, and then we're just going up this training room corridor. You can see them there, and then finally the grand corridor going up to the inner sanctum, which I believe has got the TV studio ready for the final ultimatum. So that's my base. Obviously this one works without traps. That was the intention behind the design. It works with tight security, and there's a kind of few aesthetic tricks that I've played. That's one of the beauties of the game, and why I love it so much, is that each base can have its own beauty in its own right. So hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you got some tips for your own base. See you soon.